This is the story of Uryu as told by Darius the Green Angel. Okay, so Uryu is a Quincy. He was born from Ryuken Ishida and a woman. Um, she was a maid. Ryuken didn't like the girl as much as some other girl, aka somebody else's mother. Um, but he had to settle for the other girl, and he had a son with her, and that son was Uryu Ishida. He wore glasses and other things just like his daddy, but he had black hair like his mom. Um, he's a smart guy too. Um, he's not dumb. He goes to school. He goes to grade. Um, but um, before he was in high school and other things, he learned things from his grandfather, who was a Quincy as well. And he was like, "Son, I'm teaching you how to be like the last, Quincy, basically, because you're the last one that like lives in the world of the living, and um, one that doesn't." He calls to like, no, these people were more pacifist. Um, the supposed hollows, yes, but like there's a fine balance too. Um, the Soul Reapers, then wiped them out. Um, but other things happened. Cause see, there were different types of Quincy's, but Quincy's killed his, grandfather, and he was like, "Oh my God, I hate Quincy's now. They killed my grandfather, and they, wiped out the Quincy's in the past too. So I don't like Soul Reapers. So Uryu grows up with that hate, and he hones his like arrow skills because he shoots arrows with Ryatsu. He pulls in the reishi and other things. And he's like, shoots blue arrows, blue light. Hence the glass. I'm like Uryu today. Um, Uryu Ashita. Um, or Shida Uryu for those who he calls to that. Um, then he's in high school, right? And he sees a guy named with orange hair named Ichigo, and he can sense that Ichigo was doing extra stuff. Like he ain't just some boy. Um, he finds out that Ichigo's a Soul Reaper, and he's like, okay, let me propose a plan, a deal. You think you're cool as a substitute Soul Reaper? Let's see who can take down the most hollows. He sent out a Uryu was a smartass, and he sent out a signal to like allow hollows to come, and he's like, I'll kill more than you, and he was killing a lot of them, like with his sprig and his arrow. He was like shooting them down with his arrows, boom, 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 Quincy arrows everywhere. But then Menos Grande came. See, Menos Grande are a bit more powerful than the lowly ass hollows that come through on the regular. And Udi was like, "Oh fuck!" They're like opening like waves from Lake Mundo. Um, I did a little bit more than I wanted to. Um, this shit's crazy. Um, he told Ichigo, he said, "Yo, Ichigo, you're gonna end up dying trying to like fight against one of those things." But Ichigo forced it back into Wake Mundo. Um, fuck, what happened? So he is helping Ichigo a little bit with these hollows. Um, but then Rukia gets taken, right? When Rukia gets taken away, he's there for Rukia. See, she pulls up to Renji and Byakuya, and she's like, "Okay, take me in." But then Uryu's like, "I don't think so. You don't want to leave here, Rukia. You're a friend of ours. These guys are out of line. Um, they shouldn't want to put their hands on you or anything." He didn't know the situation or anything really. He just didn't like Soul Reapers either, and he knew Rukia was a friend of Ichigo, so he's like, "I'm there for you then." Um, because they were like friends at that point too. But he said, yeah. He got beat, and when he got beat, um, he lost some power because of how he was like taken down, if I remember correctly. Then he lost to Renji, I think too. He was like, yeah, okay, well, That's all right. I'll go train. And he went to train, and during his training, he grabbed a glove that was able to like pull in more reishi, more ryatsu energy. He's like, I can pull in more energy from the area and shoot stronger bows, stronger arrows. My bad, I'm dumb. Um, and Uryu was like, I'm gonna go with you into Wako Mundo, Ichigo. And he was like, all right, cool. We'll go into Wako Mundo together. So they go into Wako Mundo. Oh, not Wako Mundo, my bad. Fuck. Because this is Soul Society. At this point, they're going to save Rukia. Um, they're going to save Rukia. My bad, y'all. I was fucking up. Because I'm like about to move out of here. But Rukia, they were going to save Rukia. So they went through the Senkanmo and they got past the cleaner. They land outside of the gates of Seirete. And Jadambo's there. He tells Ichigo, he's like, yo, you can't fight against Jadambo by yourself. And Ichigo proved, otherwise. And Jadambo was gonna let him in, but then, they got cut down. He got cut down by Genichi Tomorrow. I said, cool. Well, for them, for him not to close the gate, but not the main, cast. And Uryu was part of that. Then they found Kakushiba, I think her name is, and she and she catapulted them into Seirete. And they started catapulting her into Seirete. No, because they catapulted them into Seirete. But then when they do that, when they break through the like barrier that's there, it like disperses them into different directions. And then when they disperse, Udyu's then like, gotta find Orihime. She's the weakest link, and she's gonna need my help. He finds her, and he defends her against some guy who's like fucking around with like weapons and stuff. And he's like, yo, you can't fuck with Orihime. That's a poor girl from the human world. She doesn't even have power. Let me be your opponent. And he's like, you lowly Quincy? And he's like, nope. Took him down. Then he had a real challenge on his hands. See, he had to fight against Mayuri Kurotsuchi, captain of Squad 12, Research and Development Division. This man is like the smartest person in Seirete at this point, because Kitsuke was not, there. And he's like, cool. He pulled out poison on Uryu. He saw that Uryu was in a Quincy. And he's like, yo, you people got exterminated a long time ago. How is that you're still alive? This is crazy. This is a good find. You're like an extinct animal. And he's like, yeah, well, I'll make you extinct. And not Ichigo, but Uryu then proved that he was, powerful enough to take him down. Of course, Mayuri was actually just, getting research for himself, like collecting data and stuff on like Quincy's. But he did defeat him. But in the like process of defeating Mayuri, he got poisoned. And then Nemu, his lieutenant, came and was like, I'm sorry for my captain. But here, you don't deserve this, Uryu. And Uryu was like, huh? And then, he got up and he found Orihime, and they were, running around Soul Society. Until, the day of the execution, they were running around in squad uniforms, impersonating Soul Reapers. And he was like, gosh, I hate doing this because I don't like Soul Reapers. This goes against who I am as a Quincy. He's like, God damn, are you serious? Yeah, shit's dumb. So they go and they run around. They run. And they run to Soyoku Hill when Ichigo's fighting against Byakuya. And they're like, yo, Byakuya, he's a tough customer. Ichigo has a fight on his hands. He's like, yeah. Ichigo does have a fight on his hands. Ichigo. play games too much. I don't fucking know. But Uryu is then um he's then doing other things. He is what the fuck was he doing? After like they watched the battle from a distance, he was like he advised them actually. He was like, "Yo, we shouldn't get in closer. They're in a like real fucking battle and stuff." Ichigo's like not playing games. He's stronger, and his opponent's actually pretty powerful too. I can sense him from back here and other things. We gotta like because he's kind of like the most experienced out of everybody there. It's Orihime, Chad, and Uryu. He's like, "Yo, we gotta like stay the fuck back. We could get hurt." And come to, and then Ichigo wins. Ichigo wins the fight against Byakuya, and then he's there, and he's like, "Yo, Rukia," and Renji has Rukia, and they're like, "Okay," but then Aizen shows up, and they're all like, "Oh fuck," another thing. Aizen declares that he's going to Waco Mundo to make an army to come, and then he's gonna create the Oken and become essentially the Soul King and rule over existence. And he's like, "Okay," they prepare then. See, Uryu then goes to train again in hiding and other things. Uryu don't show up again until they have to go to Wakamundo to save Urahime. Urahime got taken by a Narankar by the name of Ukiura Schiffer. Um, and he caught wind of that. He was like, we can't let our girl Urahime, be taken. That's a friend we have in school. We can't let her, that's Urahime. That's a little innocent Urahime. She only knows how to put barriers. That girl don't do all that stuff. And he said, that girl don't do all that stuff. Sorry about that, I gotta like go outside. Been at this place for too long. People play games. My wisdom, my experience, but okay. So where was I? They get into Wakamundo and they're running towards the like tower, you know, the entrance and shit. And they're like, "Oh fuck," um, this is like longer than we thought it was. Damn, I might have to sleep in those cars. But uh, we're running, and then they find Don Chaka, some other, Hollow. I don't remember what his name was. And then Nelliel. These are like weaker Hollows, but they know Wakamundo, so they help him out. So then Uryu is met with one of the pre-Verona spotters, some girl. She's playing games and shit. Uryu says, you can't, stop me. I'm a Quincy. You never seen shit like this before. That's a Soul Reaper right there. Other people that I'm running with, but I'm a Quincy. This is other stuff. She said, "Damn, I'm gonna fight you too. You're interesting." But he ended up defeating her, and then he eventually got to um, the guy, one of the Espada. Spotted number 8, Xylopero grounds. See, Xylopero had fought against Renji. Well, not Xylopero. His brother. His brother had fought against Renji in the world of the living, a couple weeks before. And he said, yo, you killed my brother. But guess what? I'm more powerful than he is. Oh, shit. There's a deer in the road now. You live and you see stuff, I guess. But, Renji Renji and Uryu trying to find Xylopero grunts. Xylopero, he was powerful, alright? He had reality on another level and everything. They're like, oh shit, okay. Uryu ended up using a move. He shot like 5 arrows, like boom, 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 like and had them like at a certain spot. It created a Quincy cross, trapped Xylopero in it. He was at the epicenter. Reggie was used as a decoy. and who do you say? He used a little drip, and he said like a little. He had a little vial of blue liquid, and he fucking poured it on there. And he said, "Spriggan, boom," and it fucked him up bad. He was like really fucked up after that. He had to like hit Riku. See, that was one of his moves. Xylopero Grunts was smart. He knew how to like take the energy from other hollows and incorporate it back into his health bar. And he had cool. I might have been fucked up by that Quincy, but I'm gonna like catch Riku real quick, and he did. And this was before he released his goddamn resurrection. And when he did that, that's when shit went south for Renji and Uryu. They got poisoned. They're like, damn, what the fuck do we do? You can't fight against this guy now. Then Mayuri Kurotsuchi comes and saves them. He helps him out with the antidote after he delivers the finishing blow to Xylopero. He allows his Bankai to be fucked with and other things. He wanted to do some research on Xylopero. Mayuri did. And that fight took so long, and Uryu was like, damn, you were playing games that whole time. You could have helped us out sooner. But he was like, no, a scientist must do what he does. Figure some things out. Testing out his drugs. And he defeated Xylopero. Mayuri did. And Uryu was just there watching. He was like, God damn, somebody that I beat defeated somebody. I was just sitting down poisoned the whole time. But then Uryu, he gets on the move. So at this point, Ichigo is on his way to save Orihime from Ukiura Schiffer. Ukiura Schiffer is a powerful spotter. He's number 4. Yami is also there in the Tower of Las Noches. And when Yami shows up, Uryu shows up. Because Ichigo was fighting against Ukiura, and then Yami shows up and he's like, yo, those bitches are weak. He's talking about the Fracciones. Yami. So eating their ass. And then Uryu steps in to like save Orihime because he was going to try to grab her, and he was like, nah, that's not happening. Boom, boom, boom. Fires off arrows. and Yami's like, oh fuck, this guy's playing games. He isolates Yami, and he's like, yo, I have to go find Ichigo. Ichigo went up to the camping field off Sinosis to fight against Ukiura. And he grabbed Orihime. He said, alright, you'll be alright, okay? We're gonna go up. Oh my God, Ichigo. What about Ichigo? And he's like, don't worry, we're gonna see what's going on. But when it got up there, it was too late. Ichigo had already died. And then, whether you want to call it a miracle or a, spur of the, you know, energy within, Ichigo came forth. But it wasn't Ichigo, it was White. As a Vaso Lorde. And they were standing back in awe as Ichigo was fighting against Ukiura, but he turned the table on him. And he was actually the one doing the ass whooping. And Ukiura was on the back foot. And he was on the back foot. Um, he got cool. But like, Ukiura was already on the like losing end of things, right? And then Uryu was like, yo, you gotta stop. There's no need for you to mutilate his body anymore. He's already dead. You almost needed to calm down. Sorry for the darkness, y'all. It's nighttime here. But, it's dark. Get in here real quick. So, he did that, and, he did that, and, what did he do after that? He was talking so much that White was just like, God damn, I don't care. Stabbed Uryu through the chest with the sword. He's like, oh fuck. When Ichigo came to, he was like, what happened to you? That was you. You did this to me, and you also did that to him. And Ichigo was like, oh fuck, my hollow took over me. And I don't like that, but I have to live with it. At least I'm still alive. At least everybody else is. It's cool. Um, he wanted to fight Ukiyo in a better manner, but then, he was like, we'll go down and we'll, hold down in Wakamundo with Chad and Renji and Byakuya and Kuratsuchi and Himpachi and Unohana took Ichigo to the World of the Living to fight Aizen. And then they were there. They were in Wakamundo fighting against weak ass hollows. He was there with them. After that, when everything got resolved with Aizen, Uryu would still have his powers, and they kind of went their separate ways. Uryu, went on and he, kept doing his Quincy thing. Chad and Urahime and Ichigo, they were the ones who were mostly like, now what do we do? Ichigo, you're not a Soul Reaper anymore. You lost your powers. He was like, I guess we'll live normal lives. I can't even see, like, he couldn't even see ghosts no more. He lost his power to see, like, even apparitions or, people who have departed. He lost that about him. And, like, for a year and a half, Ichigo was, like, lost. He was, like, kind of in a, missing his old life and, like, living in a new one, more, like, real and other things. He's going to school, but he has, like, a job after school and other things, because he's, like, growing up a little bit. And he's like, okay, you know, and then his sister's like going to see Kisuke, but he's not because she can see the powers of hollows and like other things, but he can't. But then Uryu is over there. He's doing his like Quincy thing. He's like watching things too. As these things called Fullbringers came in the Fullbring arc. They ain't things. They're people who were attacked by hollows when they were younger and have extra abilities. It was like a self-defense mechanism that came out of them and other things, and these people have powers. Uryu was looking into Tsukishima, I believe he was looking into. He was the one. As he like was one who was playing games with people's minds. Uryu was like shooting off arrows and other things. this guy and other things watching him watch Ichigo, and he's like, "Yo, you're being watched by this guy. I don't know. You want to do this or that. Ichigo come to find out that guy's playing games with everybody's minds and shit. He's like, oh fuck. He's like using the Book of the End, which is his ability to like insert himself into their past, so as though he was always there in their past. So he's a part of their memories, and they're like, "Whoa, this shit's crazy because he's not a part of anybody's past." But I'm the only one who sees it for what it actually is. Everybody else is fucking brainwashed. Uryu wasn't brainwashed though. Uryu was still cool. Along with his dad and um, Kisuke, they were all right. Um, but come to, and he gets his powers back from Rukia. Um, and then he starts to fight Ginjo with Ichigo a little bit, fires off some arrows, and he's like, Ichigo, you sure you want to fight this guy alone? He was also a substitute Reaper and other things. Ichigo's like, shut up, stay out of the way. He just backed out. So, all right, if you think so. And Ichigo did. He got his, he took down Ginjo, Kugo Ginjo, and Udi was like, okay, that's what that is. Now, this is where things get a little bit different. More Udi oriented, because this is about Udi. 1,000-Year Blood War. Quincy's come through, or Hollows come through first at the beginning. And Uryu helps Ichigo defend Karakura Town. Then they go back to his place. And then there's this hollow, or a Rancor, that appears in his window. Ichigo kicks him out the window, but then Uryu's like, oh, this guy's kind of using some like Quincy abilities a little bit. I need to see what that's about. And, the Quincy Stern Ritters have returned, and they were there to lay waste in Soul Society during the first Quincy invasion of like the modern time, since Yuha is back, and it's been 1,000 years, so he can rise. Rise to power means taking over, the Soul Reapers and other things and wiping them out, as they were wiped out back in the day, and he's trying to do the same. And not just that, but take over like all three realms, as he is the son of the Soul King, so he believes he should be, the center of existence, basically, in the general sense. Um, and yeah, so Uryu is one of the sons of Yuha. As Yuha is a Quincy, right? He's the father of all Quincies. And he knew, Uryu read books and other things. He found out that they were exterminated by the Soul Reapers. And then he found out about the 1,000-Year Blood War. And that he wanted to rise again, Yuha. And he was like, you know what? This might be my chance to, prove myself as a Quincy. To see, things through as a Quincy. My grandfather died because of these Soul Reapers. Yuha's powerful. He is the way. I have to do this. Ryukin had like put some books up, so Uryu couldn't like look at them. And he was like, I have to read these books. These books have like history about it that I don't know about. And he's like, you weren't supposed to know about that, son. Yeah, Ryukin. But Uryu then found Yuha at the end of season 1 and said, I'll swear my allegiance to you. And he was like, my son Uryu, you get the Shrift A, same as me, but you're the antithesis. So you can make, things, happen. Antithesis. He can rewrite some things as well, basically. A little bit. And Uryu was a part of the, shoot stuff. They were like, why is Uryu here? Uryu was like, I'm here because I hate Soul Reapers. I know them. I'm a great asset to you. You should welcome me on with open arms. Ashwal was also like, looking at him because Ashwal was told that he would be the Grandmaster of the Stern Ritter. You know, he's Yua's right hand man. You know, Basby's also looking at it. He's like, yo, this guy hasn't been a part of any of our Quincy raids ever. You know, this is a Quincy from other things, and he fought with the soldiers. You know, people were kind of like, you know, should we trust Uryu or not? Uryu then, you know, follows Yuha around. He has Yuha's blood in him, so he can't go against his orders and other things. As he'll die surely if he goes against what Yuha says. So then Yuha or then Uryu says other things. He's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to go, or I'm gonna go with His Majesty Yuha to Soul Palace and fight against Squad Zero. He's fighting against Squad Zero. He's fighting against, you know, Etsune Maya, Kiriko, I think her name was, or Hiriko. Goddamn, that bitch who likes to make food. I'm a dumbass. I don't remember what the fuck her name was. You know, Tenjiro, the hot springs guy, and who else was there? Oh yeah, Senjimaru. But then you know Senjimaru then opens up the Bankai. She gets Uryu into a dark room, I believe. I think she put him in a dark room, or she had him freeze. I'm trying to remember what she did to him. But that was when she opened her Bankai. The other three had sacrificed their lives so she can open up her Bankai. And doing that, they were gonna all die. But they were saved. Uryu was then saved by Iwa. Iwa used his powers of the Almighty to turn the tables on Ichibei. You know, he defeated Ichibei. Saved the Shunstafu, and they were like, okay, cool. Fuck. Okay. Almost done. Cause you know, this is how it's gonna be right now. But Uryu then, you know, the Soul King gets absorbed by Iwa. He's getting absorbed. He has to defend Iwa. So then he fights against Uryu, or Uryu fights against his old friends Ichigo, you know, Chad and Orihime. He's like, okay, I'll be holding down against these guys now since they're losers. You know, you don't see the grand vision as you are Soul Reaper. You know, you're not my friends no more. You know, you should just stand back and watch it happen. You know, it might not be as bad as you think. He's like, no. You know, they fight. Ichigo and, like, Uryu have a great fight. It's seen in Core 3. It's pretty good, actually. But then Uryu has to fight against Hashwab. Because then he's like, you know what? I might be in the wrong. You know, I was never, you know, supposed to turn against my friends. You know, I'm, you know, a double agent actually, and I'm smarter than you are. Ichigo. And Ichigo's like, oh, what? So that was all games being played. You know, of course, you know, I have blood inside of me, so I have to act like I'm on their side. Or I could die. So he has to fight against, you know, Hashwala, who has the powers of the Almighty inside of him. And Uryu fights against him. And that's where I leave you off. Does Uryu win, and does, you know, shit, you know, become good at the end of it? Who knows? Because Core 4 ain't out. And you know, does, you know, everything work out? We'll find out. But the life of Uryu Ishida is not the, you know, coolest or anything like that. But the thing about him is he was always there to support Ichigo. When it meant to save Rukia, to save Orihime, to hold down and, you know, till he got his powers against Kugo Ginjo. You know, even when it comes to the fucking, you know, Quincy's, he had to do that to get people off their dick. And, you know, they were focused on, you know, they have an extra member, you know, and you know, that really wasn't an extra member because Uryu actually is a good guy still. But Core 4 is cool, and stay cool on the corner. Because that's the story of Uryu Ishida.